Hello friends, welcome back to A Good Life Farm. So most of you are aware that I have been a food writer for many years. I have two websites where I publish all sorts of recipes, and every so often I will have someone ask me to create a recipe for them. As an example, several years ago I had a friend ask me if I could come up with a copycat version of Olive Garden's chicken gnocchi soup. Well, I have to confess to you, I've never had that soup, and I think I've only been to an Olive Garden maybe twice in my whole life. So I went to their website and I looked at their menu and read the description that they had of their soup. And I came up with a version of chicken gnocchi soup that was based on their description, and I thought it turned out great, so I published the recipe, sent my friend the link. She promptly made the soup and declared it was better than Olive Garden's, which is a great compliment because I'm really glad she liked a soup that was based on something I had never tasted. And so that is just an example of a recipe that was asked for. Well, another time, a couple years ago, I had someone send me a photo, not even a description, just a photo. It was something that she had saved. I think maybe she had saved this picture on her phone or something. And she said, "This looked really, really good. I don't know what it is, but do you think you can make a recipe?" Now that was an even bigger challenge than the Olive Garden soup that I had never had. So I spent some time just looking at this photo and trying to figure out what exactly might be in it. And so I thought, all right, well, I'm gonna come up with a recipe that's what I think might be in this photo. And that is the recipe that I'm sharing with all of you today. I call it a cornbread sausage bake. It is cornbread that has sauteed onions, smoked sausage, green chilies, cheese, and it is hearty and it is delicious. So first off, you're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And for this recipe, you're going to need a square 9-inch baking pan or a cast iron skillet that will hold a similar volume. So you're going to need about a half a cup or so of diced onion. You could just do a whole small onion if you like. Then I diced up 1 pound of beef smoked sausage, and any of your favorite smoked sausage will work for this recipe. I put those along with a tablespoon of butter into my cast iron skillet, and I just kind of cooked them over medium heat until the sausage was browned and the onion was tender. And once those were finished, I scooped those out into a dish that was lined with paper towels to absorb any of the excess oils, and then I just set those aside for a little while. Then in my mixing bowl, I combined 1.5 cups of self-rising cornmeal, a half a teaspoon of salt, a quarter of a teaspoon of chili powder. Give those a quick stir. And then in a separate dish, I beat 2 eggs. Then I poured the eggs into the cornmeal mixture. along with 3/4 of a cup of milk, 14-ounce can of cream-style corn, 4 ounces of diced green chilies, and 1/4 of a cup of olive oil. And if you don't want to use olive oil, you could use vegetable oil instead. I whisked those all together. And then I stirred in the cooked sausage and onion, along with 1 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. I greased my baking pan with my baking spray replacement mixture, which I have a tutorial for on my website. I will put a link to that down below. And then I poured the mixture into the pan. And sprinkled an additional 1/2 cup of shredded cheese on top. And then this went into the oven again at 350 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes or until it tests down with a toothpick. Now, as this is baking, you do want to keep an eye on it. If it looks like it's going to get too brown, you can go ahead and tent some aluminum foil over the top to prevent it from browning any further. And that is it. That is how you make my cornbread sausage bake. I hope you enjoy this recipe. If you would like to give it a try, you can get a printable version of it on my website. I will put a link to it down below. And if you aren't already subscribed to my newsletter, be sure to sign up, and that way you will not miss a single recipe or video or anything happening here at the homestead. So thanks for joining me here in the homestead kitchen. My name is Constance at A Good Life Farm, and I'll talk to y'all next time.